Akili. I'm the Chief Financial Strategist here at Confidence Wealth, and every week I try to bring a topic that's talked about and might be some tips that you can take from it. So in my last week's conversation, there's been a lot of conversation about QCDs and a lot of confusion around it, and also having some people that their CPA never had told them to do it, or the previous advisors never had talked to them about it. So I thought this was a good topic for us to touch base on. So what are QCDs? QCDs are qualified charitable donations. So think about it from a perspective that when you are over that required minimum distribution age. So remember, originally it used to be 70 and a half, and I know now the required minimum distribution is 72 and hopefully possibly being pushed to 73. We'll see. I always say possibly till it's done. But still, with the QCD rule, the qualified charitable donation, it still has stayed at 70 and a half. So the moment you reach 70 and a half, you can actually use some of your required minimum distribution calculation, whatever that may have been. So again, let's talk about what is RMD for those of you who may need a little reminder. Required minimum distribution is a certain percentage off of your qualified pre-tax dollars, meaning your retirement funds, that Uncle Sam requires you to take out right now at 72. Hopefully it'll change to 73. So if you're above that, right? So let's just say 72 and on at this moment, but it used to be 70 and a half. So for basically what they're saying is when you come to that age, if you were donating $5,000 that year to any of your favorite charities, you can do it right out of the retirement funds directly to the charity. And that's what's called a QCD, qualified charitable donation. So why does that matter? And why is that a big deal? So let's talk a little bit about that. So first, remember for QCD, again, the rule is 70 and a half. So whatever the calculation for RMD would have been, right, what you have to take, but you can take actually up to even 100,000 from RMD that you can do this charitable donations. Now, I'm not saying you're all doing that, but I'm saying that's what the limit is, up to 100,000 of that QCD. So now, of that RMD, I'm sorry, that you can do towards QCD. So let's come up with a quick little example and talk about why that's actually really could be beneficial. So let's say you're retired, you're at the required minimum distribution, and let's say you are donating $5,000, we're going to use that as an example, to some of your favorite charities. Now, what you're doing is, because a lot of people at retirement don't have too many deductions, they're claiming their standard deduction, which is right now $25,900 if you're a married couple, or $12,950 if you're single. A lot of people are just using their standard deduction, right? That's what they get to write off. So really, they're not reaping the benefit of giving, whether they're giving that $5,000 or not. It's part of that standard deduction. So wouldn't it be nice if you did that as if it never showed up? So basically, if you do it so if you're paying directly to the actual organization, it never even shows up at your gross income, and you still get to deduct your standard deduction. But at this point, you're reaping the benefit of it because you already off the top, before you even got on your tax returns, paid that towards that charity. Now, even for some people that do standard, it depends, they do individual write-off, that you're just listing everything out. It's not just the standard deduction. This could still be a benefit, because in some cases you have to just take a look and see, what does that mean? If my donation is big enough and it still makes my gross income look less, wouldn't that actually make sense before I start listing all my deductions or using the standard deduction? So you can see this can be a great benefit to you. So why not take advantage of it? And a lot of people I find are missing this. They don't even know they can do it, and no one has talked to them about it. And they also think, well, I'm already getting the standard deduction anyway. I'm writing it off. It's good enough. They're not realizing if it doesn't show up as your gross income, that means that in itself is a benefit, right? It's going directly to the charity. Then you get to write off whatever else that you wanted to write off, or your standard deduction. So With that said, I wanted to make sure that everyone understood that you could be utilizing QCD as a way to donate if you're over 70 and a half. And if you're unsure if that's going to be beneficial for you or not, and you want to run some numbers. So current clients, definitely go ahead and reach to your team and we can run that for you. A lot of times you're having that conversation with your advisory team during the year anyway. And for those of you who are not current clients and have questions and want to run it by us and see, does it make sense? And you also want to run some analysis, we'll be happy to do that. Just reach out and we'll see if we can set up an appointment for you to do a quick little session to see if there are things you could do that you haven't thought about. So that's it at this end. If there is anything else or any topic that you want to talk about, please feel free to post here and let me know. I actually got several emails last week about different topics that you'd like me to talk about for the upcoming month. And QCD was listed, plus all the meetings that I've been having that been talking about it. So that's one of the reasons I bring up things every week. So would love to hear your feedback. Until next time, have a great one.